Finally, we've got some resolution in a case that should have been resolved a while back. You remember this guy, a West Point graduate, a guy named Spencer Rapone, commissioned as an officer in the United States military, who in a photo had his cadet cap on his chest with the inside turned to the camera, and in that was written, "Communism will win." Communism will win. He was also wearing a Che Guevara t-shirt underneath his military uniform, making a communism fist in that photo with "Communism will win" on the hat. However, he is now no longer part of the U.S. military after top brass, this from Fox News, at Fort Drum's 10th Mountain Division accepted his resignation on Monday after an earlier warning for conduct unbecoming an officer. He's leaving the military with an other than honorable discharge. Now, last year, an Army statement, a West Point statement, read, quote, "Second Lieutenant Rapone's actions in no way reflect the values of the U.S. Military Academy or the U.S. Army." This guy was an open advocate of communism. There were photos of him giving the finger to the sign at Fort Drum in the U.S. Army. He was advocating when the Army investigated him. He was found to be advocating for socialist revolution, disparaging high-level military officers and U.S. officials. The Army says it took appropriate action, but he remained unabashed. And like I said, this past Monday showed him giving a finger to the sign at Fort Drum, captioned "One Final Salute." And then he asked for soldiers to lay down their arms. It was ridiculous. Now, Senator Marco Rubio, a guy I've been critical of, was actually great on this issue. He said, quote, "While in uniform, Spencer Rapone advocated for communism and political violence and expressed support and sympathies for enemies of the United States. I'm glad to see that they have given him an other than honorable discharge." Now, military experts are saying, according to Fox, that it's rare for an officer out of West Point to be given that other than honorable discharge status. That opens the opportunity for the military to seek money back from him for the education he was given at West Point. That's about a $500,000 education because he couldn't then fulfill his subsequent military commitment. 5 years. That was his service obligation to repay the military. And he said, "I knew there could be repercussions." He's becoming a prominent far-left advocate who will be speaking at a socialism conference next month. He said, quote, "Of course, my military career is dead in the water. On the other hand, many people reached out and showed me support. There are a lot of veterans, both active duty and not, that feel like I do." Well, what needs to happen is a sweeping investigation into those who are active duty, those who are reserved. If they're severed military, retired military, let them believe what they want. If they want to be socialist, that's on them. But if they're in the United States Armed Forces, there needs to be a thorough investigation. These people need to be found, and they need to be dishonorably discharged or other than honorably discharged and kicked out of the military. This is really important content. I want to bring it to you every day, so subscribe to our premium service, www.therebel.media/shows. Go to the App Store, download the Rebel app. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.